and a slam jam.
So what's the deal? Why are you here, man?
Alright, so I played a lot of Dota 2013, like 2012, 13, 14, and then I stopped playing.
Okay.
I was like 3.2. And then I came back like 8 months ago and I calibrated it like 7 or 800 MMR. And
Pog.
I have
Continue.
I have currently climbed myself over the last 8 months. I'm currently sitting at 2800.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm not winning games as fast as I should be. I'm still maintaining like a 60 to 70%. Well, I probably like 60% now. It was like 70 through Crusader. I've got like a 60% win right now, but I know it can be higher.
Okay.
My goal is to climb faster.
Okay. Sounds good. Then what position are you, sorry?
I pretty much play exclusively mid.
Okay, cool. Any questions before you head into the first replay, or?
No, not really.
Sweet. Okay, go ahead and give me a replay ID and we'll kick it up. A lot of Stormsphere games, it looks like.
Yeah, him and Kunkka. Well, that's why I used to climb to in 2014 when he was really good. I played like 280 Storm games in a row, and that's how I got to 3K.
It's a lot of Storm games. How vast is your hero pool, sir?
I can play Storm and Kunkka and Tinker, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, are you...
I really like playing TA and SF, but I'm really fucking dog shit at them, so like I don't really play them if I can help it.
So, are you planning to expand that, or what's your deal?
Yeah, I mean, I would if I would like to.
Why is it? I thought I was on your perspective. Sorry, I'll rewind. I guess my question would be, or my comment would be to anyone taking Dota somewhat seriously, even if it's just a climb. I recommend getting at least one hero per patch. So, any guesses on what hero I'd recommend this patch?
I don't know.
For mid?
Nah, not really. I can't really think of a hero I play against that I lose a lot to.
I guess if you watch my games, what hero do you see 90% of the time?
I don't know. I just
not gonna be cute. Yeah, don't want. Who was I playing against?
Death Prophet.
No, it was Quap. I think Quap's like probably the hero to learn this patch. It's either Quap or Void Spirit. My goal for you is that you always have your go-to heroes. The fact is, like, no matter how much I try to learn heroes, like, I'll always be better at Slark than I will be at those heroes. Like, I've just played, 800 games of Slark, so that's just kind of how it is. But I think starting sooner rather than later is really important. So just commenting that eventually you're going to hit a wall, and the longer you wait, like, if you wait all the way until you hit that wall, the more likely it is you're going to become crutch on all these heroes. Like, you're just going to rely on your 2 or 3 heroes, and that's all you'll be able to play. So just a thought. Maybe, like, play 10 or 15 games unranked if you want, if you don't want to lose MMR, but just play Quap or Void Spear or whatever. Those are the 2 heroes I would recommend to a mid laner practicing this patch. But you don't have to listen to me. If you're just you enjoy Dota to play these 3 heroes, then that's fine. You'll just eventually have a wall. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I play like Kunkka or like Storm, I have like a lot more game impact than like if I was playing something else. So those are just like the only heroes I play really.
I see. Let's see. So something to think about is right here. There's really no negative to dragging this creep towards you. So with creep aggro, just a nice little thing to do. What happens is usually when the creep's like this, you're both going to attack it. If you drag it towards you, your projectile's closer, so you'll have a better opportunity to time it, all that kind of stuff. Most Storm Spirits I play against, what I've noticed in the mid lane generally is that it doesn't really help that much unless you're like Quap, or that's about it, I think, to like have the lane on your hill. Like, yes, you want it on your hill ideally, but like you don't play in a way that just doesn't utilize your abilities. Like I feel like I watch Storm Spirit, and every time I play against it, the guy starts the wave by, like, auto-attacking the range creep or some shit, or, like, one of the other melee creeps, and then just laying a remnant on the first creep to die. Like, he just lays a remnant on it. And then what happens is he uses his second remnant again, and at that point, the Storm Spirit's level 2, and the other guy's underneath his own tower level 1. So he's, like, trying to CS with a level 2 Storm Spirit hitting him. So I guess my only recommendation is just to see what I'm talking about, to watch you know, CC and C Storm, or you know, any of these other guys that just spam Storm and just watch what they do first wave, Ryoya. All of them, I feel like, do something along those lines. As a mid laner, it's really frustrating to get your lane like shoved into your tower if you're level 1. And also, if you shove it into their tower, it's going to like rubber band back to where it is here, like 2 creep waves later. So it's not like you're giving up lane equilibrium control. You're just shoving into their tower, then it's going to shove back kind of thing. That's all it's going to do. So just something to think about. I see that almost every time I play against Storm. And I have to imagine, as I've played against it, it's quite annoying to be CSing on your tower when you're level 1, they're level 2, or you're level 2, they're level 1. Okay, so let's see. And your abilities naturally shove the lane anyway, so you're not going to be able to like maintain it on your hill. That's like the difference between like Storm and Quap, for instance. Okay. Okay. So why'd you level pull here, out of curiosity?
Force of habit.
Okay.
Well, also, I expected him to try and win run under my tower, and I was like, I might be able to kill him. Because I know I would try that, and I know it's a bad idea, so I thought he might try it.
Okay. Then hold your skill point. If he does it, you know, push Control W and then W.
Okay. Also, it's just a force of habit sometimes.
Yeah, well, what I've noticed is a lot of anywhere between 3 to 4K MMR approximately, people just do the same shit every game. Like, that's all they do. And
in hindsight, now that I'm watching this again, I probably would have skilled E.
Yeah. I think it's just incredibly bad to get in this habit of autopiloting when you've played a hero. How many times have you played Storm?
I've got like almost 400. Like
yeah. Like at this point, the only time I want people to autopilot is because they're so new to the hero that they're like focused on playing the hero. So I don't want them to focus on like the items and skills and shit and just autopilot those, such that like later on you can, once you are more adept on the heroes like mechanics and shit, that you can then be like, oh, you know, I'll get all fancy with my unique itemization and skill builds. But if you've played 400 games of a hero and I'm watching you just rinse and repeat the same shit over and over again, you need to fucking stop that shit right now. Like, that shit needs to stop. And before, if you continue doing it, it's just going to get worse and worse. Yeah, I understand the point of pull. I've laned against Storms that level pull at 3. Like, there's times. I'd say it's mainly against melee heroes that I would see it a lot, where the melee hero like walks up to you, or a hero like Morph, it's very annoying to play against that pull as well. But yeah, I just don't think ranged hero like Wind Ranger's gonna be close enough to you for you to capitalize on that pull. And most of the time you pull him, he's probably win run. So it's like, I don't know. In general, in this matchup, I don't think that does anything. So.
Yes, I really did. I genuinely expected her to like dive my tower because
I'm saying that. Yeah. I get. Okay, so in that case, you need to hold the skill point, and if she doesn't dive your tower, you then level your E. Get in the habit now of making use of the mechanic of being able to skill your skill instantly, like Control W. I don't know if you manually cook your up levels or what.
I control skill.
Okay, yeah, then just get used to doing that in the heat of the moment. I've seen people do that plenty. I would hate for you to hope the opponent would do something leveling your skill accordingly, you know?
I have a question. How is when it comes to buying like bottle versus finishing a null tally first, like what's the play?
I've noticed this patch a lot of people are going primarily bottle first. I think it really just lines up with you don't want your bottle too early. If you get it at like a minute 30, then you're just gonna have this weird spot where you used all your bottle charges and then now what? You know, it's like 3 minutes into the game and you don't have any bottle charges left. So it's kind of like you want it to line up decently with the 4-minute mark. You know, that's kind of how I look at it. So I wouldn't say there's one right answer. Sometimes I've gone null. Sometimes I just leave it as the 2 components and then go bottle, then null, like you did here. Just making sure you don't get your bottle too early and you don't get it too late, in the sense that, you know, you're running out of health and mana at 3 minutes and you miss a cold creep wave for 30 seconds, you know? It's just a balance thing. I don't think there's an answer on a hero even. Like, I couldn't even tell you on every hero specifically. I don't think there's some formula. I've noticed that going bottle first works better, though, most of the time. But then again, like, if I'm crushing the lane or something and I kill the guy first blood and didn't really use any resources, I'd probably just go null first. I don't want to bottle at, you know, minute and a half into the game. I don't want that, so. Okay, unlucky on the rune. Okay, well, he's missing an entire wave for it, so I guess that could be worse. Honestly, Okay, I guess I'd let him pop the DD and then leave. Yeah, the minute he leaves, I would just jungle, dude. I don't think there's any point in being here anymore. You're not gonna deny him any creeps. Like, I would just give him that way. Yeah, perfect. Okay, unlucky spawn there. You're gonna stack though, so that's good. Auto rotation, or okay, or min rotation.
Oh, you're hot.
Yeah, in this bracket, most people kind of just let you push the lane in. It's kind of nice of them. It looks like
this happens all the time.
Yeah, he went to go get the bounty. So Storm weaknesses aren't really punished as much in this bracket. Okay, so it looks like you're gonna stack. Okay. If you get in the habit, you can actually get better at stacking both the big and the medium camp. Just something to think about. Most heroes can do it. I think Storm can too. Okay.
So whenever he's like auto-attacking this wave into my tower, should I try and like auto-attack it back to keep it in the middle, or should I just let him push it into my tower?
Good question. Okay. So I'll ask you this question. Are you shutting him down at all by being here?
No.
Okay. Is he gonna kill your tower if you defend it? Like, meaning...
I mean, probably?
If you defend it, you think he's gonna kill it anyways? Like, if he focus fires your tower, what are you gonna do?
Honestly, I'm probably just gonna run away, because I don't want him to right-click me to death.
If he focus fires your tower, what are you gonna do?
I mean, I might roll on him, I don't know. Like, probably just roll on him and him with the WE combo.
My question is, if he focus fires your tower, is he a threat to you at all anymore?
Not necessarily, I suppose.
He's not at all, right? If he focus fires you, like you said, you just run away, right? Okay, you just focus fire. My question, my thing about how I think about Dota is, like, I look at a hero and I say, if he's going to kill my tower, how's he going to do it, right? With Wind Ranger, they're going to focus fire the tower. I also ask myself, you know, the first question I ask myself is, do I shut this guy down at all, right? If I do, then being in lane has some merit to it. If I don't, my question is then, do I get more out of the lane or more out of the jungle? So I asked you, do you shut him down? You said no. My next question is, do you get more out of lane or do you get more out of jungle?
At this point, probably getting more out of jungle.
Sweet. So, what would be a great opportunity for your teammates right now?
Shit, I don't know.
My question is, what you're doing right here, where you're sitting underneath your tower, occasionally auto-attacking creeps, and now defending your tower, is that something you have to do?
Oh, no, I guess I could go jungle and a support could come, like, soak this XP.
Absolutely. This is a great example. Like, if your support just casually has more net worth and you're jungling, great. Why not? Like, why aren't we doing that? Supports love that shit.
Yeah, that seems ideal, but, like, I ain't gonna front. I don't think that's ever happened in my game, honestly.
Hey, man, if you ask somebody to take mid for levels and they don't, is it still better for you to jungle?
Yeah,
like,
probably.
For your own game, it's better, right? So then, at that point, what does that mean for you? You're jungling and doing what?
Getting XP and gold?
Well, I'm saying, while you're jungling, what's your only concern?
Just trying to, like, farm.
You're making sure you defend your mid tower. So if nobody else is going to do it for you, then you do it. But in the meantime, you're going to jungle every single time you're not defending your tower. So there's situations in mid, right? There's heroes like Void Spirit that push in the lane and rotate. Like when I watch Gunner, he's literally just running around the map for the entire game. And then there's heroes like Storm where maybe they'll push the lane in, but most of the time they can't. Like they can't out-push the opponent because walking up to the wave is not really ideal. And they'll just jungle, and then they'll rotate back to their lane. That's like, and for Storm, I think his two options of gameplay are like jungling and rotating back to his lane, or maybe you get a rune like Haste or Arcane or some shit, and maybe you can gank with it, or regen. And otherwise, you're just jungling. Sometimes you just give the lane to support. Either way, like, I'm just asking, you know, you rewind here. Does this, so you killed this wave. couldn't you go kill that medium camp stack right now?
Yeah.
And, like, what's more useful, that or this?
I'm not gonna front. I think I forgot about it.
Like, even if it wasn't a stack. Like, what did you just spend 18 seconds? Look at what you did in 18 seconds. Like, are we on the same page now?
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Like, it's not rocket science in the sense that, like, you know, what can you do with your time, right? If I'm telling you, your job is to defend mid, you need to learn your hero's limits, right? Like, how much can you jungle between you and farming mid? At this point, communication-wise, stop giving me the bullshit that your teammates suck. Your job is to defend mid. So if you don't want to do it because you want to jungle, you say, hey, guys, somebody take mid. If nobody takes mid, what do?
I jungle and then come back to
You just come back to mid, right? But you're still jungling. So it's just like, knowing what's good for your game is really good to, like, communicate to your teammates. And if they don't do it, then just do it yourself. There's some games where it's like a really rough scenario, at least in my bracket, where, like, if I'm a hero like Storm who naturally gets the lane shoved into their tower a lot, where I actually need help defending it. Like, if they have, like, a DK plus, you know, a roaming support, I actually need help defending that tower. And in that case, like, at higher levels, they'll punish you if you don't get help. But the thing is, you know, the supports are usually better enough to help. All I'm saying is, your role is to defend this mid tower. It's going to happen almost every Storm Spirit game. Most heroes are pretty formulaic with the way they interact with lane equilibrium shoving and whether or not they're defending towers, whether or not they're jungling, you know, all that kind of shit. And my point that I look at is, when it comes to jungling, when it comes to rotations, all of it is just molded around you defending this tower. So, as long as you're kind of defending this tower in your bracket, because there's really no rotation you can make that is beneficial enough to outweigh an enemy mid taking your tower for free, then you can do whatever you want. If there's no opportunity to leave your lane without losing your tower, guess what? You don't leave your lane, right? Like, that's just how it is. I can just tell you, if I'm, like, in a 4K game or lower or some shit, and I'm just allowed to freely take the opponent mid tower, the game is just like 80% going to be a win. It's just 80% a win. So, for that person, if they know what they're doing, I guess, like, it's so easy to win the game off of that. So, efficiency, eliminating that downtime that I just saw. So, you're kind of doing it now. This is so greedy. Why is that greedy?
I'm going to take a lot of... Wait, triple stacking the camp?
Yeah.
Or...
Why didn't you just stack it, or why didn't you just kill your stack and then walk back mid? You got an extra medium camp out of it. Look at what you're missing.
Creep wave, yes.
You're missing an entire creep wave. So kill your single stack and walk back mid. All of your decisions, like I told you, I know I can't retroactively fix your game, right? But all of your decisions are based on this shit. The amount of time you have to leave your lane is how long it takes these creeps to get to your tower. Get? So, the only exception where I'm saying, like, what if there are only 1 or 2 creeps alive, and what if this guy was really scary to you? Then sure, maybe you... at the same time, though, if this guy's really scary to you, and you triple stack this camp, if he's, like, at all decent, he can just contest it. You know, he can just come over. I think stacking this camp triple is, like, really greedy, especially right here. So, all I'm saying is, notice everything I'm going to critique is basically about this mindset, so... I want your camera perspective while you're farming this. If you watch really good mid lane players, their camera perspective is looking at the lane. That's all they're doing. Like, you know, they'll look at the jungle creeps to kill them, and they'll look at their lane in order to see where it's at. You know, how is the other guy staticking it? Is the other guy pushing it? You know, what's he doing? He also gave up the rune for free, which is worth noting. If you're thinking about lane equilibrium, you'll also be thinking about the rune. Okay. Okay, cool. It's reasonable if you want to go pick up that bounty rune to get healed up first. Obviously, not ideal that you got hit by that power shot. I would say that I would probably buy raindrops if I were you. It's just nice mana regen. And the only damage you're really taking is some casual power shots, so... It'll serve as health regen for you as well. You'd actually be about full right now. And yeah, this is just unacceptable to lose your tower to a mid laner like this. This is not... Is this one mistake that's causing you to lose your tower?
No, it is a compounded series of mistakes.
It's a constant little allowance of creeps to hit your tower over the course of the last, like, 4 minutes. That's what it is, right? So it's just getting this efficiency down and understanding the amount of time you have to jungle is based off this tower. In some matchups, especially as a hero like Storm, you're going to lose your tower, okay? Like, at some point, you're going to lose your tower. And I don't want you to necessarily focus on making sure you never lose your tower. I want you to focusing on never giving that opponent free damage on your tower that you could have prevented. That's all I care about. Like, if there's a moment in this game, which I've already pointed out to you like 4 or 5 times, that you could have prevented that 1 to 200 damage on your tower, that is a big deal. And it's like, obviously, the opposite if you're the one in the Wind Ranger's shoes. Very important, if you can, to just continuously poke this tower down, right? Like, it's very important. So, just that mindset, little shift there will help you a lot. Okay. Wow, fall lightning into a DD Wind Ranger. Yikes. Okay. Okay. Got a nice rotation from my teammates there. Sweet.
Yeah, I genuinely can't believe that worked, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I've got a question for you.
So,
Why am I watching you spend 5 seconds walking to the right and then walking back left? What's the point of this?
I was scared
Of what?
that the Wind Ranger was going to be in that jungle.
Okay. I think that's... If that's what you're actually scared of, okay.
So I was like, I'm going to get closer to the tower.
Okay. You know what? Fine. That's a reasonable response, actually. I wouldn't have been scared there myself, but if that's your thought, that's reasonable.
But then I saw her on the map. Man,
Yeah. I see that. Cool. Hey, if you have a good reason for it, I don't really care what you're doing. Okay, so you're going to TP to the fight. Okay. Okay.
Killing spree. Hello, this is Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing Dota 2. Double kill.
Yeah, looks like a standard rough game. Opponent invading your guys' triangle. Looks like in this game you're going to be forced to fight a lot. I would strongly consider a wand at this stage. After you got your Kaya.
Okay, so I have a question about the wand.
Yeah.
So I've heard you talk about the wand epidemic or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think I'm on the other side of that, and then I've never bought a wand.
Okay.
It's like,
Killing spree.
I don't know, I just don't feel like it does anything.
A sudden burst heal of 300 health and mana doesn't do anything? You saying there hasn't been 20 enemy spells casted during this time? You wish you had 300 mana there?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, actually.
I
I didn't realize it healed
Like,
much.
yeah, you don't wish you had 300 extra mana on the slot right there?
I didn't realize it healed for that much, man. I ain't even gonna front.
Yeah, it's 15 per stack, and it's 20 charges. It's 450 gold. Like, your net worth at this current moment is... Like, that's like a 14th of your net worth. You're spending like 7% to just make yourself a better fighter. So it's like... In the early game, before Kaya, are you really fighting very much at all?
No.
No, so does Wand do too much for you?
No.
Okay, so like, just obviously I lost this game, but we'll look at it real quick. Let's look at my PL game. No Wand, no Wand. Diffusal. Oh, I'm gonna fight now. Wand. It's just Dota, man. Like, you get,
Damn, I never thought about it like that.
You're gonna fight, buy a Wand. Like, I'm just looking at the pace of the game for myself. A lot of times it's like either pretty obvious, like with Diffusal on PL, that's like pretty straightforward. But like, if you're really far ahead on Storm, maybe you don't need to fight them, you know, because you can just farm your Bloodstone up. But then after you get your Bloodstone, are you gonna fight them?
Yes.
So buy a wand. You know, it's like, it's just so valuable for 450 gold, all things considered. So whatever hero I'm playing, I'm like, well, based on this game, based on the hero I'm playing, I'm going to fight now. So wand is just too good to pass up. It really is. And then on any hero that's going to fight and can utilize both the health and mana, it's just too good. But the wand epidemic is people that are like laning against nobody or like jungling heroes, and they're. It's like you buying. It's like you ending your laning stage, going brown boots null, and then buying a wand. That's like the people I'm flaming. Because I'm like, well, what are you doing for the next 10 minutes? And they're like, I'm hitting jungle creeps. And I'm like, why the fuck do you have a wand? You know? Like, those are the people I'm flaming. So you're the opposite of that, obviously, like you said. So, So, are you under the impression the opponent team is going to stop fighting your team?
I mean, they're dead, so yeah, but like... when
Sorry,
this respawn,
I'm saying in
probably
general,
not.
like, they all come back to
Probably
life.
not.
Are they done fighting? So, based
no.
on our dead lane idea, and the way, how far you are behind. So the way Dota generally works is that the team's going to play around, the enemy team is going to play around top and mid. But if the net worth leads somewhere between like 3 to 5k at this stage in the game, teams will strongly consider even invading the triangle. Why, against your carry hero, would the enemy team specifically try to invade the triangle?
Because Drow has no items and no levels at this point, and she's very weak.
And where does that hero always farm?
The triangle.
Okay, so whenever I have like a natural squishy triangle farming carry, it makes it even more likely that the opponent is going to invade my triangle. So, are you looking to be at fights ahead of time? Like, are you looking to sit underneath your tower prepared to fight?
No.
No. So, are you going to go to the bottom half of the map where they are likely going to force fights?
Oh, I should have saved the TP.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, all this comes down to, guys, and you, is if you think the opponent is going to fight, or your teammates want to fight, your TP has to be to the place that is going to have a fight in it. If you are TPing anywhere that isn't that, you are ruining the game. Like, it is that simple. Like, right here, if you, like, here's my thought. Where's the fight probably going to happen? Bottom.
Triangle.
Where do I want to be? Not there. Okay, I want to go top, so I have to walk there, you know? If you're the Drow, and I just respawned, I would TP out of base to bottom. Why?
Because she wants to farm my triangle.
She wants to farm the triangle, and if there's a fight, that's where it is, right? So she's effectively just saving time by TPing out of base, right? You're effectively removing yourself from the game for 80 seconds. Do you see how that's completely different?
Yes.
Okay. So that it's a very crucial thing, and the beauty of it is that 30 seconds that you're respawning, you have all the time in the world to think about it.
So I've heard you talk about that before, and I have been trying to make a more conscious effort to not TP out of my base.
Yeah.
But this is... Sometimes I forget, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Hey, man.
I think that my biggest downfall is that I don't think about things like that in the middle of the game, because I think I'm good at pressing my keyboard, but I'm not good at, like, thinking about stuff.
Yeah, so it's just one of those where even if you don't want to fight there, or if you don't end up showing up to the fight, wouldn't it be nice to have that choice right now? Like,
yes.
Wouldn't you just love to have this centaur go on you top, be like, what the fuck, and TP bottom and kill all of them?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be nice? I think that would be nice.
In that specific scenario right there, should I have, like, rolled onto the centaur and tried to kill him, or should I have ran away like I did?
I'm pretty sure... First off, do you really like Keen Optic more than you like Essence Ring?
Yeah.
Do you know how much... What does Keen Optic give you?
You know, mana regen and cast range, I do not know the numbers.
Okay, I think it's 75 cast range unless they buffed it, and it's 1.5? 1.25. Okay. Did you read Essence Ring?
I know it heals, but I don't know how much.
Do you know what else it does?
No. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, that would have been way better.
All I know is, like, the average 3K player just says, this item requires me to push a button. Go to base, you stupid item. Dude, Essence Ring's, like, the best fucking int item in the game. Like, it's literally the best. Like, I watched a Death Prophet the other week fucking put it back to base, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like,
oh
even
my
if
God,
you...
I can't believe I didn't know that.
Even if you don't use the active, it's better than the item you have. It's funny shit, dude. I don't know. It's like it's good shit, dude. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Get in your head, anybody watching, if you're an int hero, Essence Ring is incredibly strong. It's still good on other heroes too, but it's like broken on int heroes for sure. Okay. So now your team's all around you. A little bit awkward. I don't think this is a good move. But, we'll see how it works out. Looks like Wraith King was caught out with his pants down. Cool. Oh, you're actually... Okay, never mind, you died.
Thanks for playing Dota 2.
Radiant structures are
All
fortified.
I really know is you're the playmaker on your team because you have a drow. So the time that you're farming has to be, like, really well thought out. Most of the time that you're making a move, this is not the right place to make it. I understand your team kind of came to you. I guess my only comment I'll make is that if you TP to an area, it's much more likely if your team's going to smoke, they're going to smoke to you because they know you're not going to be anywhere else. So, just something to think about, okay? I'd much rather have any smoke by your team be to the bottom or mid lane and have you just show up. Something you can always attempt to communicate, but I would mainly think this is a factor of you TPing. And if you have 400 games of Storm Spirit and you can't think about these conceptual things at all, I think you're just being lazy, because who else, what hero can you think about them on if you can't think about it on the hero you've played 400 times? It's hard. Conceptual stuff is hard. Anything in Dota that you're not used to thinking about, whether it's a new hero or whether it's, you know, conceptual, it's hard. Do you know what Illusion Rune does nowadays?
It gives you illusions?
Do you know what else it does?
No.
The user is invulnerable, hidden, and spell immune. Applies a basic dispel on the owner upon cast. Were you aware of
I
that?
didn't know that. No, I had no idea. That's crazy.
Yeah, reading patch notes is cool. So, why would I want you to save your Illusion Rune right now?
If I get the Fatal Bonds by Warlock pressed onto me.
Or this thing.
Maybe.
You know?
Or the, yeah.
Those are nice to remove. I don't. You're not like an agi hero that benefits from illusions. You know, your illusions aren't doing anything. So it's a manta, man. It's a nice little manta for you. It's
That's
cool.
crazy. I can't believe I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's just something to think about. You know, little things. As a mid laner, it adds up. There was literally one time we were calling for a gank because I had an Ember mid, and the guy's like, we can't kill him. He has an illusion rune. And I was like, oh yeah. Hey, wouldn't it have been nice to have an illusion rune against the Orchid that I just saw kill you?
Yeah, I got shit on right there.
I didn't even think about a Wind Ranger Orchid, but damn, illusion rune would be nice right there. That'd be a nice item. Or a nice thing to have. Okay. Fast forwarding here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Killing spree. Ownage.
Radiant
Suddenly the game's real weird.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's how most of my losses go, where we die like 2 times in the mid game, and then we just get dick fucked for the rest of it.
Yeah, Storm Spirit is a hero that kind of Storm Spirit's pretty straightforward. You're allowed to show in lanes and farm like that, and you just win the game, or you fall behind like this and you can't show in lanes, and it feels real weird to play a hero. That's why dying 1 or 2 times unnecessarily on Storm makes the game real fucking hard. You've played 400 games of Storm. When you're losing, what's generally your problem?
I've died too much and I don't have any items.
Well, like, I'm saying if you're behind it all in team fights, what's your issue? Usually. I actually wouldn't agree it's dying.
I don't have a lot of mana.
You don't have enough mana to do what?
I don't have enough mana to get in, like blow someone up and then get back.
Yeah, so it's a damage problem, right? When I usually see Storm Spirit games, they're usually just behind, they're doing exactly what you're doing here, and nobody dies. And it's like, now what?
Oh no, you'd actually be surprised. This kills a lot of people if you just roll on them from the fountain. It kills a lot of
Okay,
people in the bracket.
well, in my bracket, that doesn't kill nearly as many people. But,
Yeah, I figured.
you know, I can understand that you probably kill some people like that. I actually want to watch another early game, because at this point, the game's just super fucking awkward, and you guys are going to be forced to take some weird shit. Do you have another game?
Yeah, we get shit on. Yeah, I have this game. Would it be better for a game where I feel like I made a lot of mistakes, or a game where I feel like I did good?
You know what? Give me a game you feel like you did good. I'd love to change your mind.
Here's this one. Oh man, I was watching this game earlier. It was crisp. It was flawless play up until like minute 20, I think.
Yeah, I'm glad to convince you otherwise. If it's anything that I saw from last game, I'll briefly mention it. And if it applied differently here, I'll obviously mention why. But obviously, won't go into any detail on that. Who are you in this game? Kunkka?
Kunkka. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, honestly, I actually enjoy games where the coachee thought, like, hey, I did a really good job this game. And those are the games where I'm like, yeah, here's what you can do even better.
I was trying to find 2 replays for this, and I was watching this game earlier, and I was literally like, this is flawless play.
Nice. I'm ready. I'm ready to see your version of flawless play. Hey, you might actually play really well. I've seen some coaching session games where the guy played really well. There's always something to critique. Unless you're me. Cap. Okay.
If I call you mate, I don't mean it literally.
Okay. You're against the Legion, huh?
This happens a lot in my mid. I don't know if this is a mid hero, but it happens to me a lot.
Something I see a lot of Kunkkas do is when the lane's on their tower, just something to consider. It's pretty straightforward. It's surprising you didn't do it if you played a lot of Kunkka, but right now,
I played a lot of Kunkka as well.
They just walk up to this range creep and hit it twice.
Okay.
What does that do for you, do you know?
It lets me cleave it.
Yeah, it lets you just kill it, right? In my experience, there's not much most heroes can do about that, you know, unless they're like a Monkey King. You know, I'd say Monkey King maybe, Slark maybe. But even if Legion does 100 damage to you during that time, you're going to walk back, you're going to cleave this melee creep and the range creep at the same time, and use a tango. You know, that's effectively what's going to be accomplished. So, from what I've seen of Kunkkas, they don't go first item bottle. So, I guess my question would be, if you're not going to go bottle, what are other options on Kunkka early?
If I wasn't going to buy a bottle, I would buy a bracer.
Okay. So I played Kunkka mid against Alk one time. And I went like semi-even, a little positive, but I'm like, I know I'm supposed to like crush this guy. And I asked Gunner, because he plays a shit ton of Kunkka. I think it's Gunner. It's either him or Quinn. And I asked him, I'm like, what did I do wrong here? And he's like, you built a bracer versus Alk. Why would a bracer be bad versus Alk?
Oh, because acid spray.
Which is?
Minus armor.
And physical damage, right? So,
yes, of course.
Against Alk specifically, who does all physical damage, is there anything similar between him and Legion?
She right-clicks me, which is physical?
Yeah, like, most of her damage, other than Overwhelming Odds, which some people don't even level, is predominantly physical damage. So, like, in this lane, I would envision my build would be, like, straight phase boots into raindrops and any salves along the way. Like, that's what I would build. Because phase boots are super good against her, they're super good against Mag, and obviously they're great for farming, because most of Kunkka's limitation, once he gets, like, level 5 or 7, is, like, where he's walking to. The heroes I like to get bracers against are, like, the Pucks and the, you know, I'd have to pull up a list. Maybe Storm Spirit, you know, Lena's, these types of heroes. Leshrax, you can buy bracers against. But against Legion, first off, I don't see Kunkkas go early bottle. Like, your Torrent just isn't really useful enough, like, to warrant buying 625 gold worth of items, you know? Like, if you compare Kunkka to most other mid laners, most of his CSing, harass, damage shit is his cleave, which is free, and it's right-clicking, scaling, right? So, I think I've seen some Kunkkas go bottle eventually. I think I've also seen plenty of Kunkkas never get a bottle. I usually see like phase bracer, maybe a wand in there, and somewhere they either go like straight radiance, or they go like fucking spirit vessel, or they go halberd, or armlet sometimes. In this game, I'm feeling like spirit vessel's not a thing. They got legion. I'm feeling like radiance isn't the thing. They got specter, so I'm not looking to farm this game. And I've also got a Sven. How much activeness is Sven gonna have in like the 1 to 20 minute mark for your team?
Not a lot.
What's he gonna do?
He's gonna hit creeps.
So, what can you not do?
Hit creeps.
Okay, you can hit creeps, but where better they be? Or where should they be?
Where he is not farming.
Which is your side of the map, so where are you doing it?
The enemy's jungle.
Yeah, you're doing it in the opponent's side of the map, in their face constantly, okay? Like, that is what your job this game is. So I'm telling you this as by looking at my draft, and why is it really important your hero invades against theirs? Because they have a fucking Spectre Mag, bro! Like, you can't just let them farm, you know? Like, you can... They're gonna get farmed, naturally.
That is what happened to
like,
this game.
they are gonna get farmed, okay? No matter what you do. But if you're showing up and casually taking a camp from the triangle randomly and forcing 3 heroes to rotate onto you and all this kind of random crap, you're just effectively, every farm you get is twice as valuable because you're not only getting the farm, but you're also taking it from the opponent. So, and anytime you force rotations, you're also, you know, taking time out of their time that they would otherwise be farming. So I had a Kunkka coaching session or replay or some shit. This was like maybe a month and a half ago. And the guy was against an Alk, and he went straight Radiance. And I was just like, dude, you're not going to win Dota. Like, my simple question to everyone playing is, if both teams hit creeps for the first 20 minutes of the game, who wins? Question to you, if both teams just hit creeps for the first 20 minutes, who wins?
The one who hits more of them?
Is that really how simple you think Dota is? Like, I'm asking you in this specific game, if both teams are farming, who wins? Is it the team with Spin Kunkka or Spectre Mag? Yeah, it's the Spectre Mag team, right? Like, come on. Of course it's the Spectre Mag team. So, I just had my last coaching session where the guy was like, we lost to a Tinker. And I was like, well, you know, talking about Tinker, all of his weaknesses and shit. And this Wraith King who has like all the farm in the fucking world is spending the 15-minute mark to the 25-minute mark in his own jungle. And I'm like, what do you think the opponent's doing? And he's like, farming. And I'm like, are they as strong as you? And he's like, no. And I'm like, are they allowed to farm as much as you? And he's like, they shouldn't be. And I'm like, well, yeah. So I'm just laying this whole game out for you. Obviously, I went back to give you a small tidbit here. But this is how I approach every single game of Dota. Like, I'm not always right. You know, there's games where I think I'm supposed to do something and I fuck up. Or I think I'm allowed to farm and I can't. But in your bracket and pretty much every other bracket around you, like 3 to 5K, maybe even 6K, everyone just thinks, how can I get my items the fastest? Let's do that, you know? And they never consider, like, if you're getting your items the fastest and you're allowing the opponent to get their items the fastest, who benefits, you know? And if it's you, great. Go for whatever efficiency you got to go for. Like, that's great. Like, that's awesome. But the fact is, half the games, it's not you. So, it's really important to have that mindset. So, showed you a little trick on Kunkka, but, yeah. Most of the things I know about Kunkka and Storm, by the way, are because I've lain against these heroes like 100 times each. So I'm like, what do they usually do that's super fucking annoying? Is how I look at it. Okay. Fast forwarding here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this guy's pretty aggressive. So, I don't know if you just don't, but 90% of mids in my bracket, 99% of them fly themselves a salve. Like...
Dude, man, I don't think I've bought salve in like 200 games.
Well...
That's usually why I buy the bottle.
Yeah, I'm just mousing over your health. So, if you could buy, with your current health right now, would you rather have a blade of attack and a salve, or would you rather have a bottle?
I'd rather have the blade of attack and a salve.
Yeah, it's like, it may not seem like much, or even a chainmail, you know, or a bracer, like if you're against an end hero, you know. The point is, like, a lot of people don't realize that Dota is constantly about ramping up your strength and, like, being as powerful as you possibly can in every moment. And buying a bottle as opposed to a 110 gold item that gives you the same effective health and, you know, to work with is a big deal if you can, right? The thing is, it's like, the heroes that go for bottle, they're the ones where it's like, if they go for the salve, then, like, well, they always buy the salve, but if they go for, like, more salves and shit, every salve they're going to buy later is just going to be more and more money they're delving into their regen. But a lot of the reason I see Kunkkas never go bottle is because they can buy less than 625 gold worth of salves and clarities throughout the course of the laning stage to give themselves all the mana they need, right? Like, and all the health they need. They'll just buy maybe 2 salves, and they'll buy, or like 3 salves max, and then they'll maybe buy, like, 3 or 4 clarities. And at that point, you're at 510 gold. And you may say, BSJ, don't I just wish I had a bottle? But no, the whole time you were buying those items, you had like 400 gold, so you were also buying other items. You know, you were buying your rest of your bracer, you were buying another component of your phase boots, you know, whatever. But the point is you're constantly ramping yourself up. So there's no reason to go bottle unless you absolutely need one. Like, there's just no reason. So I'm not going to speak for every Kunkka. I don't see Kunkkas go bottle first in my games. Like, I don't see it. And it's because, like, right now, you buy a salve and other items, like, that help you, whatever lane you're in, whether it's a stick, a bracer, a blade of attack, whatever it is, and the game's easier. So, that's how I look at it. So, it sounds like from what I've gotten from you that a lot of your thought process is kind of just on autopilot, and you're banking on the opponent being, like, not harassing you and being basically bad. You know, you're leveling of Storm, not buying a salve is banking on the opponent not hitting you. Last game was one of the few games I haven't bought a salve, and it was because I didn't get bounty runes, and then, like, none of my teams got bounty runes, and by the time I was going to buy a salve, the Quap had screamed me instead of daggered me. So I was like, oh, because I was Void Spirit, I can, like, dodge the dagger, theoretically. So he's like, so I'm like, oh, I guess I don't really need a salve before bottle this game, because he went for Scream, which is a lot less damage. So I'm like, okay, I can afford to get away with it this game. But, I feel like right now, if you were to salve up, and this guy's looking like this, how does the lane go?
I can bully him.
Doesn't he just get fucked? Like, actually. Right?
Yes, I can bully him with my superior HP.
Yes, and if he mans up on you, he's going to lose, right? So the nice thing is you're both bad, and you're both sitting here with no health, so nobody loses out on it, right? But in my bracket, the other guy has a salve, he salves up and walks at me, and then I'm stuck sitting here waiting for my salve to fly out, because I realize I can't walk up to the creeps. Do you see how, like, you could do that to your opponents at the same time?
Yes.
Right? So, mid lane, the average player in your bracket, they just play for themselves. That's all there is to it. They think to themselves, if I buy this item, it slows me down, you know, in terms of getting my other items. If I buy this item, it's like, I'm worried about shutting them down rather than in my own game. It's like, if you worry about making yourself stronger as much as you possibly can, sometimes that is bottle, you know, then if you're at your strongest point all game, and you're playing within your limits, you're just going to play better than all these guys. Like, if you're Storm and you're only defending your tower, but you're making sure you defend it every moment and the rest of the time you're jungling, you're going to have another 300 gold at 10 minutes, right? And you're going to also not lose your tower. So all those things combined result in a way better game for you. It's like at this point, you buy a salve and you walk at this guy and hit him a bunch, he's going to be out of lane. And he's going to be like, well, shit, you know? And then suddenly you're going to be level 6 before he is. And then maybe you just kill him, right? In my last game against Quap, I'm not a very good Void Spirit player. I've only played him a few times. And I made one big mistake, which gave this Quap level 6 before I did. I missed one CS, which put me at 600 gold. And I had to sit outside of the lane for 25 gold worth of passive gold before I got my bottle. And I was like, so he ends up getting 6 before I do. But I end up getting 6. He ults me. And I am like half a second late with my Astral Step and I die. Suddenly the game's like unrecognizably different. Like, meaning he's level 7 and I'm barely level 6 because I fucked up twice throughout the course of the lane. And it's like, that's the example at the highest bracket. At your bracket, if you just do the fundamentals correct, like I'm going to be as strong as I possibly can, and I'm going to bully this guy as much as I possibly can. If I'm not strong enough to bully this guy, I'm going to play for efficiency. Then you're just gonna, like, these guys are just gonna look dumb to you. Like, they're all gonna look really dumb. That's like, like that's all it feels like. You know, when I'm playing safe lane against a guy that's not a very good off lane player, they just look dumb to me. I'm like, you know, I've played this lane a bajillion times. I'm very confident on the heroes I'm playing. and I can tell this guy just isn't. So for me, that's my equivalent, and I'm sure when people lane against me mid, if they're top 10, they're like, this guy's dumb, you know, like, what is this guy doing? I'm sure they're thinking about that about me, and I want you to have this, like, conceptual idea of, like, play for maximum aggression at all times, and the only reason you can't play for aggression is because you've done all you can, and you ask yourself, can I be aggressive? And you don't think you can, you know? Like in that Storm Spirit game, I don't think you were wrong to passively jungle and shit. I don't think that's wrong. But like that's because you bought all the normal item Storm buys, and that matchup against Wind Ranger, you just don't really do anything to him. So, okay, playing it out. Long speech.
Denied.
So yeah, I'd say over the course of this time, you probably bought two salves. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, this whole time you've been laning, you bought 2 salves. And then you bought, you know, maybe, yeah, you'd buy raindrops for sure. That'd give you plenty of mana. You'd ignore all the Legion damage. And then, guess what? You didn't even check Rune ahead of time. You bought a bottle, and then you didn't check Rune. What the fuck? Okay. Flawless play, he said. Flawless play. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Nice.
The way it feels like to me that you play is that I saw it in the Storm game, so there's no proof to me that it's the case. And what I mean by that is in the Storm game, I think it was appropriate that you were playing defensive and jungling, okay? Like, that's what that matchup means, the Wind Ranger versus Storm. And so I have no way of knowing whether or not you understand this concept until I see another game like this, where I feel like you can just run around this map doing whatever the fuck you want. What's a level 3 Lich gonna do to you?
He will die.
What's a Magnus gonna do to you? Like, is that Magnus gonna come stun you and kill you at anywhere in the first 7 minutes of the game? Is the Spectre going to kill you for the first 7 minutes of the game?
No.
Like, honestly, though, the only hero on their team that kind of threatens you is Quap, and it's a support. So, and when I say kind of, I mean, like, the dagger could be annoying. But, like, I look at this game, and I think to myself, I want you to watch this game. I know you're not a Void Spirit player. This is an extreme. Where are all my losses? Yikes. Where was it? I was Batrider. If you want to understand the concept I'm going for, I'm going to link you a Gunner game. So let me be very clear to you. Gunner does this at a 9k level, okay? I don't need you to do it at a 9k level. I need you to do it at, you know, a 4k level. And then when you're 4k, I need it to be improved to a 5k level. I don't know why I can't copy-paste this shit. I'm struggling. There we go. So what ends up happening here is Gunner has a good laning stage. And if you look at Void Spirit, I don't know if you know much about this hero. But in the early game, we have a 5-position Wind Ranger. Useless piece of fucking shit. Before Yule's, even after Yule's, I think, unless you time it perfectly, Leshrac, does he do anything to Void Spirit?
No.
No, right? Void Spirit can just dodge all of his shit. Does Shadow Demon do anything to Void Spirit?
No.
What do you think Gunner did from the 6-minute mark to the 12-minute mark?
He ran around the map.
He literally just walked around. He was, like... He was, I think, 6-0 this game, and he was lower level than his opponent mid. So in your bracket, he was 5, 6, 7, 1, and 8 at 18 minutes. You know, he spent the entire game just walking around. So the thing about your bracket is that in my bracket, the way Gunner plays, it can work because he is making space for players that are going to use it. Okay? In your bracket, I'm not asking you to run around killing people. I'm asking you to run around farming in a way that you're just in their face the whole time. And after you've cleared mid, for instance, you can casually walk bottom, go gank the Spectre, and then walk back to your farm. You know? I don't want you to skip a beat. You know? I don't want you to miss any creeps. There's games where if you watch really good players against players that aren't as good as them, they'll be like 8-0 if they're in the mid lane with like a normal amount of CS. And it's because you watch their farming patterns, and every farming pattern is just hyper aggressive, where they kill a creep camp and then they just walk over and kill somebody because they're on the other side of the map, right? So they're just conveniently walking over. And when I look at like this whole bottle sustain shit, I'm thinking you're just rotating between jungle and mid. Like that's what you're gonna do with this shit. Like that isn't that exactly what your items kind of say you're gonna do? Like, if you're going to walk bottom and try to kill people, you're not doing it with a bottle on Kunkka, right? Like, that's not how Kunkka... Like, Kunkka's too slow. You're going to take way too long to walk there, and then... Yeah. So, buying these items that enable you, and, like, on Kunkka, if I'm super strong and I feel powerful, I'm just going to go straight phase boots and run around hitting people. And if I'm not... If there's nobody to clearly hit right now, I'm going to go hit some creeps, because phase boots are great for that too, right? So, your plan... is great for hitting creeps. The plan I want you to go for is great for hitting creeps, but it's also great for running at people. Like, it's great for that, too. And I need you to see that game before I can really, before I think my point will be driven home.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So, like, after you get those phase boots, which are the item that allow you to, like, run around the map doing whatever the fuck you want. Like, imagine, does that guy die if you have phase?
Yeah,
he dies.
Man, I was watching this earlier, and I was like, "Fuck! I wish I would have called him."
Yeah, he dies with phase boots. 100% dies, right? And so I look at this and I'm just like, okay. So in the early game, how much mana did you really spend just now? Like in the last 6 minutes, how much mana have you actually spent?
Like 180.
Yeah, maybe. Like maybe max like 300, all of which would be like restored by passive regen and a raindrop, right? Like at the end of the day. So like. It's just wasteful to have all of this mana from a bottle. Like, it just doesn't do enough for you. And, so the game plan I want you to go for, your items just don't line up with it. And I really just need you to break this, habit form that you've done where I've had the last few people I've coached just be autopilots. Like, they just buy the same items every game, whatever hero they're playing. They have somewhere between 3 to 6 heroes, and they just spam the same items every game. If you are comfortable on these heroes, you need to start dynamically thinking, this item allows me to be aggressive. This item allows me to sustain farm. This item allows me to pressure towers. This item allows me to gank. This item allows me to be more survivable. This item allows me to kill this specific hero. This item allows me to be more survivable against this specific hero. You know, they have an Ursa and you buy a halberd. That's like what I mean by that. And it's like, if you aren't doing that, you're just, like, maybe you'll get better because you're mechanically, better than people. What I mean by that is, like, you can still grow in Dota without thinking about Dota this way. But you're just going to keep buying suboptimal items, and you're going to be doing the optimal mechanics without the optimal kit. Like, right here, I think your, like, whole kill stack, walk back mid, clear wave, you're aggressive on the Legion. He should just die if you have better items for the game plan you're going for. So I think your game plan is reasonable in the way that you're actually playing it, but in the way that you envision it doesn't make sense to me. Like, that's, I guess, the overall message. It's hard to say much more than that. So, yep, this is good. Walk at the mid tower, keep killing it. If he doesn't come back, if he TP's back in, what does that mean for you? Like, say the Legion TP back mid. So, obviously, if a support TP's mid, that means just kill him. But what if the Legion TP's back mid?
This happens all the time, where the mid and the support will come, and I'll kill the support.
Okay, and then what happens if the mid TP's back? Just think of an advantage that means for you. I'm just curious. Sorry, go ahead.
He's committed his TP to the mid lane, if I had to guess, and then I am free to commit my time somewhere else because he can't react.
Yeah, exactly. One of the worst things about mid is when you try to gank and the opponent mid just crushes you. Or, like, helps save the opponent, right? Because at this stage in the game, both you and the opponent mid are the highest levels in the game, on average. So, like, if the opponent's forced to TP back mid like that, I usually look to instantly clear the next wave and leave. Like, if I'm stronger than them, right? I'm just going to force them there, I'm going to clear the next wave and just walk bottom or some shit. And it's like, if you walk at Spectre right now, what's he going to do?
I'd probably like try and run away, but I could probably kill him.
Even if you can't kill him and he runs away, then what?
I've disrupted his farm.
Yeah, you've like shut down his farm, and then during that time you cleared a mid wave, and maybe you sacked a medium camp for it. Like maybe in that time you could have killed a medium camp. And if he like runs away and TP's top, your two options are to go right back mid and resume, or to chase him top, right? Like that's your other options. All I'm saying is, like, this mindset of, like, capitalizing on what opponents are doing. People in your bracket makes all types of mistakes. All types of them. And getting a general idea of what certain mistakes can mean for you is great. I don't see a point of Blade Mail. I feel like it's like a defensive item that... Would you say in an ideal world, Kunkka buys a Blade Mail? Like, this is like a great item for Kunkka.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I kill so many people with the Blade Mail.
So, in terms of, like... Oh, my God.
That's such a... I don't know, I just think it's a really good item. I kill so many people with that Blade Mail.
I guess it gives you some damage and armor. I feel like Blade Mail and Kunkka fits the description of an item for me where it's like I have to adjust to whatever heroes are on the opponent team, so I buy a Blade Mail. Like, that's what I think. It's kind of like if I'm a support, I don't want to go Ghost Scepter, but if I have to, I'll buy one to live or like to be more of a threat or some shit. Blade Mail as an item just doesn't do anything other than prevent them from focusing you. That's like all the item does. So like the times where I go Blade Mail is where like my hero's like a Nature's Prophet or sometimes a Queen of Pain where I just want to like blink or TP into the fight and the only reaction for the opponent is to either run away or like 4-man focus me. And at that point a Blade Mail's great because it gives me like this 4-second window where the guys don't want to focus me. As Kunkka, it's like I'd just rather have Halberd AC, or like I'd rather have Armlet or something. Like I'd rather do items that just give me more damage and more health. Like that's what I'd rather have. I don't really know how to convince you otherwise. I feel like Blade Mail is definitely not the ideal item. Like if I'm trying to scale into the late game, I'm not buying a fucking Blade Mail on Kunkka. Like there's just no way. I don't really have much else to say about that, to be honest with you. So you are being aggressive in their jungle, which is fine. They end up giving you the mid tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Sense of urgency to defend your own tower here.
Right there, 2 people on my team were arguing. I was asking them to shut the hell up, yeah.
Okay, I just mute people if they do that, honestly. Let me tell you something. If I'm behind against good players and I'm losing, and my lane's constantly shoved into the tier 2 or tier 1, whatever's alive, it is so hard to know what's going on in the game. Like, if you shove that mid lane in, where are you? After you shove it in? Like, say you push this mid wave right here. Where did you go?
To their camp.
Where else could you have gone?
Could have gone to a side lane.
Where else could you have gone? To a bounty rune. You could have gone to your own jungle. You could have gone top. You could have gone bottom. You could be farming this camp. What does that mean, though, if you push this wave? What does that mean to the opponent? Are you not effectively everywhere by pushing that wave? If that wave is not pushed mid, like this, where do they think you're going to be in like 10 seconds from now?
I would assume they would think I would be in my jungle, honestly.
Yeah, you're in your jungle or you're around mid somewhere because you just... At this point, guys, I'm talking to chat too. I just want to be very clear. Dota's an informational game. Obviously, in your bracket, people aren't going to capitalize on the information you give them. But you can easily learn on the information that you give yourself and think about what it means to the opponent. The mid lane is an incredibly important lane. And the only reason why it should not be pushed most of the time is because there's just no feasible way for you to push it. Like, that should be the only reason. So if the lane mid is able to be pushed, it should be #1 priority for you to shove it. And the time where you shove it is a great opportunity to just go rotate somewhere. Because if that mid lane shoved into their tier 1, they have absolutely no idea of where you are for how long.
Until I show again.
Well, no, like, technically yes, but, like, how long of a window do you have to push that wave? You push that wave in, how long do you have until they'll expect you to be mid again?
Oh, until I need to, like, push it back.
Yeah, until the next creep wave gets there, so how long?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know when creeps spawn.
You don't know that creeps spawn every 30 seconds?
No, I had no idea. I knew they spawned at an interval, don't know the timing.
Wow. I actually don't know if I've ever heard that one. Okay. So yeah, creeps spawn every 30 seconds. So you have 30 seconds to do whatever the fuck you want. And the enemy has no idea what you're doing for the next 30 seconds. There's a lot of shit that you can do in 30 seconds. You can kill 2 jungle camps. You can rotate to a rune. You can rotate and kill somebody. And then come right back. Point is, if anything I see you doing isn't pushing that mid wave, it was like the game against Windranger, right? I told you, he was the one in the superior spot, right? And if he doesn't clear mid and push it into your tower, he's just playing bad. Same thing for you here. Same thing. I know you already took his tower, but that doesn't end the whole pushing mid thing. The only option is, like, if you're not pushing mid, it's because you were doing some crazy shit helping your team or something. But you were jungling a medium camp. Do you see what I'm saying here? Like, the difference?
Yes. Okay.
So, when I said, like, guys in chat, like, please, for the love of God, please understand how important waves are. And only hit jungle creeps if there's no fucking way for you to hit. It has to be in your brain, ingrained. I don't care if you're 1k MMR. It's really not that hard to just get in the habit of looking at your minimap, and if there's a wave to push, go fucking push it. Like, it's actually... It'll gain you like 1,000 MMR for whatever bracket you're at. I'm pretty sure. Like, if you're 1k, you'll get to 2k just off that knowledge alone. If you're 3k, you'll get to 4k. I'm pretty sure just having the sense of urgency to shove a wave will actually gain you so much MMR. Like, I have to believe. I have to believe that skill alone. It's so important. You're going to walk to this bounty rune? Great. I would love that mid lane to be shoved in their tier 2 while you're walking to this bounty rune. I have no problem with you walking here. Great. You have an invis rune. I want to see that mid lane pushed into their tier 2. Okay, they have a sentry, unfortunate. You're still going to kill them, I guess. Or at least do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think Spectre gets away.
Yeah, okay. The team isn't there, whatever. Not a big deal. Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I just gave up at this point.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So are you like the, I'm going to give it a shot to be aggressive, it doesn't work, I'm done kind of guy?
Well, so we tried to kill her twice, and it didn't work. So I was like, I'm just going to go farm. I've disrupted her farm for at least for a little bit. I put some damage on her. I was like, I'm going to go hit my creeps. That was my thought process anyway.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So, on Kunkka, I'd say, like, on average, you're ready to fight if you have boat. That's kind of how I look at Kunkka. Like, there's exceptions. You can still fight if you don't have boat. But, like, if you're strong, which means you have boat, at the very least, you better be fucking being aggressive. Like, if you're farming, you better be aggressive. So right now, I know a good player would maybe kill these Ancients, X themselves, bottle themselves up, and walk back bottom. Like, that's exactly what they'd do. Or they wouldn't have spent time clearing this creeps. They would have maybe TP'd, or, walked mid, cleared that, and then TP'd home and walked back bottom. I know as a good player, the worst thing to happen to me is when the opponent that's supposed to be in my face is just always in my face. Like, always in my face. That is what is annoying and hard to play against. Giving them this bit of window. Remember when you were Storm and that Windranger was, like, at the advantage and she just went to go get a rune and let you have an entire wave to yourself? Was that not really helpful to you?
Yes.
Did that not feel really nice? That is what you're doing to Spectre right now. That is what you are giving this guy. His amount of room to breathe against you with a mag on his team and a Lich and a Quap support should be 0. This guy should be having 4 heroes in his face until he leaves bottom. Because once we take bottom tower, we can invade the entire map. Because that's like the whole thing I've always talked about. Bottom tower being super important. This Spectre, in a game where he's behind, with a greedy lineup, being allowed to sit in his bottom lane is a fucking travesty. Like, that's actually game-losing travesties. Like, that's how I look at Dota. And I know that not everyone looks at Dota this way, in the sense that, like, they want you to climb in more in different ways, play aggressive, get all your farm. Or not play aggressive, get all the farm you need, be efficient. I'm a firm believer that if you walk at the guys that are supposed to get walked at, that's like one of the best fucking ways to gain MMR. Like, this is an example. I want to show you this, actually. I know we were much more ahead in this game that I'm about to show you than you are in this game. But I think the level of strength that you have against their lineup is comparable. Okay? Like, I think it's comparable. So what I mean is that I'm not telling you not to farm, sir. I want to be very clear about this. I'm not telling you not to farm. I'm telling you to ram it down the enemy's fucking throat while you farm. Okay, so let's just show you. In your bracket... Let's wait. I'm gonna fast forward to the moment that I'm talking about. In your bracket, a level 11 lifestealer. Let's wait till we get to the moment here. I know we're really far ahead, but you are quite capable of doing what I'm about to show you to the opponent. Where is it here? I just have to get to it. Is it really this late? I might have missed it. I'm sorry. I might have already missed it. Yeah, he was level fucking 7 when I did it. I'm sorry. Let me rewind. I'm really bad. Where is this here? I'm like, there's no way it was this late. What the fuck? Okay, this is where it is. So, guy in your bracket, he would have finished this camp and gone where?
Another camp, honestly.
He would have walked to another camp, right? It's a similar idea when you or Storm in the Wind Ranger gave you a free wave. Watch this guy's game. I'm level 10, he's level 7, right? I know we're really far ahead. So just watch what happens to him. Watch this. Imagine this perspective in your Storm, right? We'll give you Storm's perspective. This is Mason, by the way, but doing that. Does that feel good at all?
To have it done to you, no. To do it to someone, yes.
What I'm saying is, like, did I do anything there? Like, special?
No, you just walked at him.
I just walked at him. Why did I walk at him? Because he couldn't do a fucking thing about it. It's like, why is the Spectre not getting walked at? Like, why? Why is he allowed to farm a creep wave that, like, is in front of the objective you want to take? This isn't some crazy advanced mechanic, you know? It's literally, this guy is trying... Why? Oh, I gave the wrong replay, my bad. This isn't some crazy advanced mechanic. This is literally, the guy is not strong. He is trying to farm because he's not strong yet. He's some greedy hero like Storm or Spectre or anything like that. And if I walk at him, he can't do shit. Like Alk, Spectre, you know, these heroes. And the only time you don't walk at them is when you're behind and you can't. And if you fell behind to an Alk lineup, what do you think happens?
You'll get ran over very
You probably just lose. Like, if they're heroes that are supposed to get walked at and you're too weak to walk at them, you probably just lost the game. Like, that's probably, like, what happened. My overall impact is, look at what's happening bottom. You're a level 11 mid laner, and their Spectre is getting kills.
A dominating performance. This is Gabe Newell.
once I get my blade mail, that's usually what I'll do. Once I get my blade mails, I'll just fucking run at the safe lane.
Okay, here's how it works, man. No cares blade mail. Why do I need to wait for a blade mail? In the time it took you to get a blade mail, what did Spectre get?
I don't know, a couple kills.
Couple kills and, like, you know, an extra 1,000 gold towards his Radiance, right? How much should he get?
Significantly less.
And losing his buildings. Like, he should be losing towers. Like, who on their team defends towers?
The Mag? And, like,
Maybe Lich? Maybe? And don't you just kind of kill them with 3 heroes? Do they want to fight you?
No.
No, they don't want to fight you. Like, they can't do shit. Like, they actually just can't do anything. So I'm just going to keep imploring this. I know for people may say at, like, the lower brackets, like, the way to solo carry games, in my opinion, is to just walk at people who can't do shit about it. You have 2 choices. You pick these super greedy heroes because nobody walks at you. So you pick the Alks and the Spectres and, you know, anti-mages and shit like that and just out-farm the opponent. That's one way. Like, that's one way to win the game. Like, because nobody does what I'm telling you to do. And then the other option is to be the guy that picks because the opponent can't really threaten you very much. You know, you're just either like a tanky guy or a split-pushing guy, and you just walk at people. And they're like, now what? You know, they just get walked at, and then you lose. And you're like, oh. Or then they lose. And it's like, wait, I can't farm it all. It's like, that's the hardest thing to play around. So any moment that you could have walked at somebody and you're not, those are the moments that I'm trying to just eliminate completely. And any item you build, such as Bottle, that is not as good as some other item to allow you to walk at people, is stuff I'm trying to get you to not do. So, yeah. Today I've been quite animated. I'm just going to leave it at that. We've been very animated today.
Oh my god, I was so fucking mad my AA missed that ult there.
Yeah,
that dude did not hit a single ult.
Yeah, what can you do? You know, what can you fucking do?
But it's okay, he stayed and then we fucking killed him anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, the blade mail actually worked.
I'd rather you just have a fucking, you know, Sanj
he just
for health.
He just right-clicked me to his death.
Okay, well, you know, I can't.
I acknowledge that it's a bad item.
Okay, I'm just. There are games I've seen Kunkkas go blade mail, but it's like because you want to go you can't go normal items and be okay with it. Like that's why. Yeah. So they have no haunt, no RP. What's the deal? What are we doing?
I think I farmed this.
No. What are we doing? I'm retroactively into your mind here.
Pushing?
Walking at him.
Yeah.
Based on the dead lane concept, where are we walking?
At their dead lane?
Yeah.
In their jungle?
We're killing their tower, bottom. The fact that that tower bottom hasn't died yet is, like, beyond me. Like, it's all you. It's all your fault. But it's beyond me that it hasn't died. And the reason why it's your fault is because your Sven ain't gonna do it. So it's usually the safe laner or the mid. Unless the off laner's, like, Beastmaster or something. But yeah.
Camp. I'm like 98% sure we walk in the towers finally.
I hope so.
I mean, I
hope so.
Oh, fuck.
Let's make sure we clear 3 jungle camps before we go. Let's give the entire enemy team 40 seconds of the downtime of their cooldowns to do nothing. Great. Wait, we're waiting.
Oh, fuck. God, I was so wrong.
We're waiting. I'm waiting still, buddy. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for the flawless rotation to bottom that I was told about. Oh!
Oh, here it goes.
Here
yeah,
it is.
this is it. Yo, I think we fucked them on this one.
Is this some fancy smoke ink we had to do here?
No.
No, what do we do?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
Oh, just walked at him.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, let's see, there we go. We're fine.
Imagine, so what happened when you took the tower at 17 minutes, 18 minutes? What now? What's happening now that you waited till 18 minutes to take the tower?
They're taking my tower.
The Spectre's level 11 with max and power, and he's killing your tower. What happens if you do that at 10 minutes? That ain't fucking happening.
Hit my tower, yes.
So, this is why Dota's so important to capitalize on advantages when you have them. And items like Radiance are good if the job I'm telling you that you have to do can still be done, and you think you have to scale into the late game. What I mean can still be done is, like, you can still do these job that I'm asking you to do with a Radiance. Right? There are games that fit that description, and if you think you're able to be strong enough to run around the map playing the way I'm telling you should be able to play, and you can still do that going phase double bracer and a Sacred Relic, then do it. Sure. Like, if you're against, like, a PL or a Naga, and you think you can still be aggressive and you need to scale against their heroes, sure. Okay, so... Nice, the Blade Mill's paying off. For it.
It's insane, they just fucking right-click you when it's on. Like, I never bought Blade Mail in like 2,000 games, and then the last month I've bought it. It's just gotten me so much value.
Yeah, it's...
They just don't give a shit. They just right-click you.
I don't know, man. It's hard to... I say to never make decisions based on the opponent being bad. But...
I will acknowledge that I probably shouldn't do that if I was facing better players.
Yeah. It's hard to argue with you if it's working in your bracket, but I also will say, like, if you do stuff that's working based on the bracket you're in, it's going to eventually not work. Okay, so we kill the Spectre for free. We've got our Radiance and we die. Okay.
Yeah,
I do have to wrap up this coaching session, I'm going to be honest with you. It's been a little over an hour and a half. What, if I had to ask you right now, what do you feel like you learned from this session?
Not to let the enemy take my mid tower, if I can help it. And also, I should stop buying bottle, and I should run at the enemy safe lane more.
Okay. Do you notice that in the 2 games you gave me, these heroes are 2 very different heroes, right? Kunkka and Storm. And some games as Kunkka, the games where you can't do this are the ones where you're against maybe a mid laner like Monkey King or some shit, right?
Oh, if I play against Monkey King, I get shit on every time.
Yeah. So the idea is, like, in that situation, you're usually turning into the Storm Spirit equivalent, right? Like, you're turning into, like, maybe defending your tower and killing jungle camps. That's what you're doing. But the emphasis is that it's almost always one or the other. There's really nowhere in between here. You're either stronger or you're weaker. Like, there's very few games where it's like dead even, right? Very few. So I need you to have this like idea that you're one or the other and have a sense of urgency to do it. Be very efficient when you're defensively jungling, right? Like rotating between lane and jungle. Be very aggressive at all times, constantly, if you're the one that's supposed to be in their face asserting aggression. Giving people that room to breathe is just so game-changing, and you can't really feel it any other way than the fact that when people give it to you, how good it feels, right? Like, how, that sounds weird, but when you were Storm and the guy just gave you a free wave, that's like game-changing for you to just get 200 gold with no resources spent. Like, you spent 1 remnant and no health was lost and nothing, right? That kind of free gifts that people give each other at this low bracket where they're just not being aggressive enough is like so mind-bogglingly game-changing. So, also Wand, pretty damn good fighting item. So strongly consider that at whatever point you're gonna buy that to fight. Any other any other major takeaways for you?
Yeah, I definitely know I learned a lot. I'm just having a hard time putting it into words at this moment.
Amen. Yeah, don't worry. I know I can be a bit much.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to like watch this video again later.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube, and if it usually takes a few days because we release 1 video a day, so you can always watch it in the VODs of Twitch. So, okay, man. Yeah, feel free to take some time to digest. I know I am quite a handful. So, thanks for signing up, dude, and I hope it works out for you in your climb from the trench. I'll leave it at that. So,
thank you, Banana Slam Jamma.
No problem, dude. See you, dude. You can definitely tell he was like, give me a second here, I'm processing. That was pretty funny, actually. I don't know why, but some days I'm just like super fucking animated, and some days I'm just like dead. And today I'm super fucking animated.